You can make any program when you remember ampersand is holding an address. You want, when you are talking about address, I want address of this variable, use ampersand sign. When you want any value of any variable, so use star for getting the value. Okay. Next, see how to declare the variable. So there are various ways of declaring the variable, like int star ptr we have seen. When this is a pointer variable, this is a pointer function. You can see here, two round brackets is there. So this function returns a pointer, that's why star ptr. Here we have a array of pointers. Okay. So star ptr array. When you have to create array of pointers means the array will hold the addresses on this, not the value. We have seen up till now array is holding the values, but when we say array of pointers means the array will hold the number of addresses which is of similar type. Since we are defining it as int star ptr of 2 means it will hold the addresses which is of type, which is holding the values of type integer. Remember, int star ptr of 2 means it is an array which will hold the addresses which is of type integer, which is of type integer value. Okay, which is holding the address, which is holding the address of integer type. Okay, so here there are some examples like int a equal to 5. So int star ptr. So ptr will hold the address of. Okay, so here you can see a is a variable. Value of variable is 5. Since a is assigned a value 5, and address where it has stored the memory, assume 1025. That this example we have seen while we have defined the pointer. So here a sample example. Okay, we'll see this program. I'm showing you it in the application. Okay, this one next is the pointer arithmetic. Okay, like we have the various arithmetic operations on integer variable or float variable. Same way we can perform various arithmetic operations on pointer variables also. Like we have an increment variable. What increment does while we write down I is of type integer and I plus plus. When we find out I plus plus in the program, what it does? It increments the value of I by 1. If I is having value 0, it increments the value by 1. Like I will be, value of I will be 1 now. But here pointer variable will increment the value by 1 only. I plus plus means ptr plus plus. So if ptr is a pointer variable and we are writing ptr plus plus, so ptr will increment the value that much size of data type. Like we are declaring that int star ptr means it is holding the value which is of type integer, and integer requires how many bytes? 2 bytes to store the value. So pointer increment operator will increment the value by 2. Instead, what we are writing? We are writing ptr plus plus, but it will increment the value by 2. Why? Because the next value will be stored in the after 2 bytes, right? So ptr plus plus will increment the value with 2 bytes. If we are declaring a variable ptr as float, float star ptr. So ptr plus plus. So now since ptr is of type float, it will increment the value by 4 bytes. Why? Because the address which holds the value will require 4 bytes to store that value. Okay, so the ptr pointer will increment the ptr value with 4 bytes. Okay, so this is a difference between applying the increment or decrement operator on simple variable as well as on the pointer variable. Okay, so always remember, pointer increment or decrement will increment or decrement the value based on the data type. Okay, whatever be the size of a particular data type, accordingly it will increment or decrement the pointer value. If it is of type integer, it will increment the value by 2. If it is of type float, it will increment the value by 4. If it is of type character, it will increment the pointer by 1 byte. Okay. Next, we have a pointer addition. Means instead of incrementing the value by 1, we want that the pointer increment should increment the value by some other value, like by 3 or 4 or 5. Other than one value, you can use the pointer addition, that is also a valid operation. Okay, even you can use the subtraction operation, or you can compare the pointers by using the comparison operators like equal to, less than, or greater than. So these are all valid pointer arithmetic operations that we can perform on any pointer variable. Here we are talking about the pointer variables, which are the different pointer arithmetic that can be allowed. We'll see all these operators, how to use the operators. Okay. So here what I have told you about the pointer increment is the whatever be the current address. So current address will be incremented by the size of data type. Whatever be the size of data type of that pointer, that much it will increment that address. So new address will be equal to current address plus I multiply by size of data type, where I is the simple variable which is holding the value. Okay, so this is about a pointer arithmetic. Next, these are the illegal arithmetic with pointers, which is not allowed. Okay, so we cannot make the addition of two addresses. Here we are performing the addition. Like I have told you that we can make the pointer addition here, but the address with address is illegal. But if we are having the pointer variable p and we can increment it by using 1, we can write down p equal to p plus 1, p equal to p plus 3. That is valid. But when we want that one pointer variable like p, int star p is holding some address, int star q is holding the address, and I want that star p plus star q. I am talking about address with address. So address with address is a illegal operation. We cannot have the arithmetic operations on addresses. We can have the arithmetic operations on variable only. Okay. So arithmetic operations like plus, star, divide, modulus, and, or, these are some illegal operations. We cannot perform these operations on different addresses of the pointer. Okay. So we cannot perform any negation operation on a particular address. Okay. So these are some illegal operations. Okay.
If you like this video, click on subscribe and like button.